It's a beautiful day, but there are some really thundery showers about. But there are enough places for me to shelter here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome back if you've been here before, and thanks for watching. As I said in my last video, I was slightly concerned I was running out of places to go. The stuff I tend to do is pretty arable, and this time of the year, as we all know, most of it is, heavily under crop. I don't have that much pasture to fall back on, and what pasture I do manage to get on isn't that great. But I was driving through here the other day, and I noticed this strip of land hadn't been drilled or anything. Well, I think it has been drilled, but nothing's come through. Apparently, wildflowers have been put here, probably on some government scheme or other. But anyway, it's fantastic because it means there's somewhere for us to detect still. I did a quick recce yesterday. There's a lot of signal, but in an hour or so, I found a Georgian second coin, a cut half, a Richard the First, I believe. I put it on the detectinghub.com, information below. They're brilliant at IDing things, especially coins. And someone on there said that's what it was. I mean, there's not enough, quite honestly, for me to go on that. A barbarous radiate Roman bronze. Definitely a barbarous coin. It's just too crude to be a proper Roman. It looks more like one of those big heads on that funny island. What are the Easter Island? And another little Gotti bronze, amongst a load of other rubbish. I mean, I dug a lot of holes, but that's easily enough to get me excited, and I haven't done this before. I think it has been done in the past, but not by me, so let's give it a good go. Well, I've only been out about 5 minutes and it's already started raining. I think these showers are going to come and go pretty quickly. It's very squally here. No Tasci, I'm afraid, either today. There's a road 150, 200 metres that way. So while I'm doing this patch, I can't bring him, but we might try something else a bit later. Well, I'm back out between rain showers, and it's looking really dramatic behind me again. So I fear I'm going to have to dive back into cover soon. I don't want to be struck by lightning. Haven't found an awful lot until just now, when I, in quick succession, found a penny, a Victorian farthing, and a Charles II farthing, all almost right next to each other, and they're almost all the same size. That's the Charles II. And it's come out in really good condition. I love finding these. I find quite a lot. That's the penny, modern penny. And this is the Victorian farthing. Quite an interesting little test, that. And they're all about the same size. But the Charles II's really nice. I don't know why. Why do they come out so well, these coins? I mean, they're really early milled copper, and yet they often come out in better condition than William III's Georgian, Victorian, dare I say it. I can't quite see it, but I'll get a date off that. Right, back to this one. I'm just in this, just wiggling the spade around like that, just to save me from digging, and it tends to little double clicks like that, which are obviously near the surface. Tiny little button with some silvering on it, still got its little shank on. Gosh, the Deus is a great machine. This, look at that tiny little thing. Well, I'm back out after another rain delay, and I'm on another strip. That's where I was before. I decided to come to this bit now, and my first two signals One was a farthing of sorts, don't know which one yet. Can't get much on it at the moment. And the other is the absolutely most charming crotal bell. And it's a full one. It's a bit wonky, but it's a ringer. It's an early one. It's drilled hole. The later ones have larger holes because the that bit, the hanger, gets put in during the moulded process. But I think these early ones, they're cast all in one and then drilled. And it's quite silver as well. It's got a sort of really nice, and gave a lovely sound as well. What a cracking bell. I mean, it was almost too good. I thought that's going to be a bit of can. I mean, out of the ground, it now sounds much more rounded and less canny. What a really lovely start after the rain delay. I'm not going to give a huge history of crotal bells, mainly because I'm not qualified to do so. But I just want to quickly explain what I mean by the suspension loops, which was the word I was looking for in the video, of certain different types. I'm lucky I found a fair few of these. I detect in areas where they're fairly plentiful, but I know they're not readily unearthed everywhere. The main ones we find are 16th to sort of early mid-17th century. And the ones that look that they should be earlier ones, the cruder ones, are in fact the later ones. And by that I mean the 16th century ones to sort of mid-17th century were cast as one piece and the hole was drilled later. It makes for quite a neat end result. The cruder ones are in fact, as I said, the later ones. Now I don't know exactly how it works, but it's something to do with a separate bit being pulled out of the moulding later on to produce the aperture there, and it meant for easier manufacture, I imagine. The later ones, even though this one is decorated on both sides, the later ones tend to be decorated on only the bottom side, if at all. This one's not very pretty, but again, both these do show what I mean by the suspension loop being squarer and larger. This is the one I found in the video. It's smaller and really neat and completely charming. The actual ringer itself had fused to the side in the wet and damp, and I did manage to free it, but it doesn't really ring, I'm afraid. Very happy with it. Right, let's get back to the field. This better be my last hole, otherwise I'm going to get really wet. I don't like wearing waterproofs and stuff because I don't really want to be out here when it's raining anyway. Well, let's hope it's a goodie to end on. I'll come out tomorrow, finish it off. Button, but I think it might have something on it. Very fine shank too. Right, I think we better pack it in. Ugh. Well, back out again, and it's nice and warm. Doesn't look quite as showery. There are showers forecast, but let's finish off this field. I'm looking forward to it. I've been out about half an hour. I've found a couple of trade tokens, little lead ones, a couple of Victorian halfpennies, and one of the tokens has got an A on it. So that's hopefully really lucky. For those who don't know, my first name's Alexander. And that rang in really nicely. Now that's really diggable. Big green coin. Is it my third Victorian? I don't know. No, it's not. It's not a Victorian or a Georgian. It is a foreign. 20 something. I think it's French. 1860. So odd, isn't it? Well, it's not really that odd. We always think, oh gosh, what's a Swiss coin doing here? What's a German coin doing here? Well, you know, people did travel in the 19th century. Well, I don't know. I'm going to have to clean that up. I'm not going to call this one quite yet. It's got a shield on one side and it's in quite nice condition. I can see Bourg, 1860. Very nice. Well, it's a bit different. Not the oldest thing, not the oldest coin we're going to find today, hopefully, but certainly one of the more interesting, I hope. Hooray! This sounded so dull. I didn't like even contemplate live digging it, but it's a little rather damaged hammered silver. And when we dug up that European coin, and I said that I hoped it wasn't going to be the earliest coin we found, well, I just had a feeling about this. Now I know it's only one tiny little damaged hammered, and you know it's not the rarest thing in the world. I just knew there was something earlier in this field. I just felt it. And so often when we get our expectations up, we're wrong, 99%. But today I just knew that we'd find something earlier. I just had a feeling about it. It's got one of those sort of quatrefoily things in the middle, which I think I'm right in saying dates it to one of the later ones, not the Edwards or the Watsits. I have no idea what's going on this side. Can't work it out yet. Anyway, it really isn't much to look at, but I'm absolutely thrilled. Well, there is plenty going on in this strip. I'm really excited. I found another lead token. In fact, I found two more lead tokens and a George II halfpenny. That lead token's really nice. I'm not good on aging these tokens particularly, but this one, this larger one's really nice. It's one of the ones with all the petals on it. And I don't find that many large ones. It's bent too. And I thought it was just a rubbishy piece of lead. But no, it's got some really nice detail on this side. I'm not going to unbend it here in the field. I'll do it later. In about 10 minutes. You know, there's stuff going on and there's another signal here. Well, I didn't live dig this because it gave such a loud pingy signal. I thought it would just be a bit of rubbishy farm copper, but it is a big lump of copper. It's a George III cartwheel penny, and I haven't found one of these in a while. They're really nice things to find, but gosh, there's no mistaking them. It is a ding, 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 ding. They're not usually in particularly good condition. I have found a couple of really nice ones. This is a bit toasted. And I found two more really nice lead tokens. I don't think I've ever found so many lead tokens on the same day before. I don't think it's a spill. I mean, I've never heard of a lead token spill because they're not in the same area. But it's really nice to find these. And it must mean that there's been really some activity going on here. Victorian, Georgian, medieval, hammered. And while I've got your attention, I think we'll have a quick look at these non-metallic finds fossils. And today I've already found what I like to term the big three, because this is what you mainly find in these Hertfordshire fields. You get the odd ammonite and the odd really lovely Griffea, but more often than not, they're types of echinoid like these, and really nice belemnite like that, and a Griffea of sorts like that, but still with its quite a nice nose. I don't know what the technical term for that is, but really nice to find all three. Don't find as many as these as I used to. I don't know, maybe my eye isn't so tuned into finding them. And these echinoids, that's not the normal one either. I don't know what the different names are, but the heart-shaped ones are the ones we usually get here. Nice. Gosh, it's getting windy. I'm sure all of you who metal detect have had that feeling when all you seem to be finding is cartridges, and every time you get a signal, you know before you dig it, it's going to be a cartridge. Well, I'm sort of getting that feeling with lead tokens. I'm not complaining, it's lovely finding so many, but gosh, in an area of about 250 metres, 300 metres by, I don't know, maybe 50, there's a lot of lead tokens, and if anyone can tell me why, or if anyone has any ideas, I'd really like to know. Here's another one, a really nice one, and I found a couple of bashed up ones as well, and a piece of what looks to be decorated pottery, which I don't find that much of either. Well, I'm going to dig this and then call it a day. It's been really fun. I've never found so many tokens in my life. I found one more. I once watched a video of a guy who found so many Roman coins, one after the other, that I had to stop watching. It just got boring. And so I hope I'm not doing this with you guys. I feel I might be. But this one's particularly nice. It's got a sort of spider web design to it. And I wish I'd filmed it, but I thought it was going to be another token, a really lovely buckle, finally. Something that isn't a token. It's a really, really nice one, and in really lovely condition. I'm really thrilled with that. Anyhow, I'm going to dig this and then call it a day. Is it a token? I bet it is. Actually, it's a bit high pitched to be a token. It's another buckle, but a modern one. I've found a lot of horseshoes in this field too, so it has been very worked. It's a really cracking field. Only one hammered off it so far, but it's been really good fun. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and see you next time.